lot of times parents nowadays, regardless of age, are watching their kids involved in academics, in extracurriculars, and sports, and kids are like, "Oh my gosh, I've got to keep up, and I want to match up with my peers," and then it becomes this overwhelm. And then as the parent, we're also like, "Okay, well, we're all kind of struggling with this," and then they start to the parent also looks at their child struggling as a reflection of
Mm,
themselves, right? And
yes.
if we could, can we just talk to that for for just a
Yes.
second? Because again, we come from a place of non-judgment. We're all humans. I've felt that before when my kid wasn't doing what they were supposed to at the age. I looked at it as like, ooh, everyone's judging me. I'm a bad parent. I can't do this. And so, if you could just speak a little bit to the parents who are watching this, who are maybe just like, I need a little bit of hope. I'm having a hard time removing myself from that, right? Because I think that's an important part as a parent to
Yes.
not necessarily take what our child is doing as a personal failure of ourselves, but that is really hard to
Yeah.
do.
That I feel that the pandemic, this I will comment on because we saw thousands of families during I think I'm the only one who hired during the pandemic because things that were maybe being held up very like flimsy, like all broke down during that time, right? For some kids, the pandemic they benefited, believe it or not. There were kids that loved being home and loved doing school on their own terms. We saw that. We saw a lot of kids going, freaking love this. I'm a night kid and I have no problem watching my school from midnight to 3. We saw that. We saw kids excel during that time and we saw kids not. But we saw a lot of overwhelm. And but what I noticed after the pandemic that it almost gave us permission as parents to separate a little bit from the path of our kids. When I was growing up, it was I grew up in a, 4-year college. There was no question. There was no like, it wasn't, are you going? It was, where are you going? And that's even recently. I feel now, I don't know if that has lessened. So I want to give some positivity and some hope. I feel like this generation is like going, hold the phone. I don't want to be in debt. I don't want to, I as a kid don't want to take on those many student loans. I want to take a gap year. I want to go to trade school. I want to go to community college first. I'm a big believer in community college before I enter something 4 years. There's way more choices and way more acceptance of those choices. That's the positive here. That there's the stigma of like, wait, your kid didn't like keep up with the Joneses. I don't feel that as much anymore. And I really believe that the pandemic did that. It gave us permission as parents to sit back and say to my child, lead the way. What I believe in is that your child needs to have a plan. That's it. So I'm the parent who, when I meet a teen who's graduating high school, I don't ever say, hey, where are you going to college? Or what colleges are you looking at? My question is, what's your plan after high school? And so many parents go, thank you for saying it that way, because my kid is not going to a 4-year school. They
Mhm.
want to go, work on vintage cars. And I'm like, we need people like that. Like that's a dying art. So that's, that's number one. I really think that's important that we do see hope. The other thing that I think I'm trying to give hopeful things down. I will bet dollars to donuts, it's an expression, that a lot of you have kids, that a lot of you parents out there of middle school and high school kids are like scratching your head going, I cannot even see to graduation, Leslie. I can't even get through the next day. I can't even get my kid to the next day. It is so heart-wrenching. I was one of those parents. Here's what I'm here to tell you. This is food for thought. There is never a time in anybody's life where they are expected to be good at everything except middle school and high school. I am really good at what I do. I have no problem saying that. I am great at what I do. I'm actually one of the best people in the world who does what I do. But trust me, there's a million things that I really suck at. Suck at. And there is nobody in my life criticizing me, demanding me, asking me to be more than I am. Tech, don't know it, don't understand it, don't give a you know what about it. But there's no one in my life that says I must, I should. How can I not? I want you parents to hear me say that. There's only time in a child's life, a person's life, is middle school and high school. So many of you are going to, if college is the path for your child, sometimes what we want to say is we could freeze dry our kid now and wake them up when they're 18. So many of your kids are actually going to excel in college if that is the path they're going to take. And here's why. College is self-selecting. There's choice and control. There's agency. I'm a high school student going, I'm not going to a college where I have to take a foreign language. Done. I'm not going to a college where I have to take a math class. Done. I'm not going to a college where I have to take 5 classes a semester. Should I keep going? Just by doing that, your kids already amped it up. They're already on the path to success because there's choice, there's agency, there's control. So I want you all who are out there going, I can't even imagine it. I was that parent. I'm telling you something really personal now. I'm allowed to say this, that my kid woke up and it was like college was like the magic elixir. So there is that hope and there is that way. Your job is to nurture it. Your job is not to attach to it. Your job is to coach them through it. And it's subtle, but it's different. Your job is to ask the questions, not to tell them what to do, but to ask them what to do. Ask them what they want. Guide them there. It's subtle. It's not easy. So I'm not asking you to get off the bench. I'm just asking you, as they get older, to walk alongside them.
I love that. Oh,
And
what a great, yeah,
set your parameters. You might
yes.
listen. I was not allowing my kid to go to a college that I had to fly to. It had to be in a certain radius. So again, you're setting parameters, they're negotiating them.